Hi, good morning. I'm Logan Pooler, and I serve as a deacon here at Mililani Baptist Church. And in our series of testimonies that we're publishing on each Saturday, I would like to give you my personal testimony. I grew up in Washington State. I grew up in a middle-income house. My mom and dad loved me. I got pretty good grades for most of my kid life. What I did is I fell into that trap of thinking that because I was a good person and my mom and dad loved me and I loved them back, and I'd gone to church a couple times in my life, and we celebrated Christmas every year. I fell into that trap of thinking because I was a good person and I knew the Christmas story that somehow made me a Christian. But when I was 16, I started going to a little Baptist church. My mom just one day said, "We're going to start going to church," and we did. And so I started going to this little Baptist church. And I went there for about a year and a half. And so I'd heard the messages from the pulpit, and I'd heard the Sunday school lessons. And so I thought I was getting it. But one day we decided as a small youth group, and there was only several of us, to go to a Christian concert. And we went to this Christian concert. It was in a local high school gym. And as the band played, the lead singer, between each song, would give a piece of the gospel. He'd explain what the gospel was. And it wasn't about being a good person. In fact, admitting that you're not a good person is an essential element to the gospel. But he explained what the gospel was, that Jesus loved me, but there was a problem, my sin, my lack of conformity to his will. And I realized, God opened my eyes, opened my heart to realize that I wasn't a good person. I thought I was, by my standards, but not by God's standards. He opened my heart to realize that I had sinned, I'd violated his standards of righteousness. And at the end of that concert, they invited folks down. And it wasn't just a check the box thing. They invited people down, and we went one by one with a counselor. And they really made sure that we understand what the gospel was. And it was that night that I committed my life to Christ. Now, since I've been a Christian since I was 17, does that mean that everything's been perfect since then? No. But I'm thankful that I serve a God who I can rely upon him for my hope, and I don't have to rely upon me. Since that time, there's been some rocky parts in my life, but knowing that Jesus Christ saved me from my sin and that I have this relationship with him gives me peace. Not a peace that I've created, it's peace from God. It makes me a better husband. It makes me a better father. It makes me a better person. It just following him puts me in touch with God and realizing who he is and who I am, and thanking him for reaching down and saving me. So I'd like to encourage you that if you were like me, you think you're a Christian. You thought you were a Christian. You grew up in a good home. You got good grades. You obeyed your mom and dad. You were a good kid. People patted you on the head. They patted you on the back. If that's you, and you think that your merit, that your goodness is going to get you into heaven, I pray that you realize that it's not. That as good as we are, all of our hope is built on Jesus Christ and him alone. I thank you for your time, and I pray, Lord, that the Lord will truly bless you. Thank you.